Today I'm going to show you how to replace your Hunter X-Core sprinkler system control panel. As you can see here, I've got no power. There were two quick items I checked before I made the decision to replace the entire control panel. The first one was just simply making sure that I had power coming to my outlet. So this is as easy as plugging in a light or something else that you can easily tell that you're receiving power from the outlet. The second one was making sure I had power coming through my transformer into the control panel. So you start off by just removing this front panel. This is a little tricky, it's not quite intuitive, but what you're gonna do is just press on both corners, and as you press on it forward, you're gonna slide down and it'll just slowly pop off. Next, I'm just gonna grab my multimeter and I'm gonna have it reading AC volts, and I'm gonna just touch the two inputs coming off the power transformer here, right here, right? And you should get a reading, if you're getting power into the unit, you should get a reading, between 24 and 28 volts, somewhere around there. Your leads on those two, and you can see I've got 27 volts there. So that indicates that I am getting power from my transformer into my control panel. So once I determined that neither of those two things are what's keeping my control system LED from working, I made the decision to just go ahead and replace the panel. They're not too expensive, and it's not too hard of a job. So I felt it was better just to go ahead and replace the control panel than to try to troubleshoot any further. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is just unplug our transformer and make sure that we don't have any power going to the system as we work on it. Okay, the most important part of this process is going to be to make sure we wire the new control panel the same way that this one is wired. So you're definitely going to want to take a picture of this before photo so that you always have that to reference back to. And then as we go through this and we disconnect wires from each one of these zones, we'll go ahead and label it just with a small piece of tape or something. That way we don't have any mix up when we go to reconnect these to the new panel. Okay, so these are just Phillips head screwdrivers that we will unscrew one at a time. And once it's loose, you'll just be able to pull the wire straight out like that. And I will label it with the zone number 6, because that one was connected to it's hard to see, but it's connected to the number 6 there. So I'll go ahead and repeat this for the other 5 zones for our white wire here. And then you don't have to worry about this transformer wire because your new unit will come with a new transformer. All right, now we have all of our wires labeled and pulled off. We can go ahead and remove the mounting screws from the control panel itself so we can pull this off the wall. Okay, so for the mounting screws, you got 3 screws down in the bottom, 1, 2, 3. So we'll just go ahead and pull those out of the wall. With those screws off, you'll be able to lift this up and off. And then we'll just feed our wires and make sure we don't lose any of our labels. We'll feed them down through the unit. All right, so here's the new control panel I'm gonna replace mine with. It is the same Hunter X-Core 6-zone indoor control panel. It is a newer version, so it looks a little bit different, like the outside faceplate and markings on it, but it is completely interchangeable with my old one. I got this off Amazon. There's a link in the description if you need one. I'll open it up real quick and just show you what all comes inside of it. Got your instructions, of course. You have your new control system here and a transformer as well. And that's it. It's a mounting gear as well. So very simple. Let's go put this on the wall and replace our old one. Okay, so luckily, even though it's a new unit, it's got the same mounting pattern, so you should be able to still use your same screws. You've got one screw up top, and you have this hole on the back that it will go into and slide down, and then you've got your 3 mounting screws on the wall. So we start by just putting that top one on, getting it lined up, and then before we put these ones in, we're gonna wanna get our PVC pipe here if you have it, or get your wires fed through and in place before you tighten everything down. Top screw is on good now, and now we'll just come back with our bottom mounting screws and get everything tightened up. Once those are tightened up, we'll just pull apart our wires a little bit, make sure that they're all in a good spot to start connecting them. All right, now I got them kind of separated out. I'm ready to start connecting them back into the spots they go in. Okay, pretty self-explanatory, but now we're just gonna go through the process of putting each wire back in the same spot it was before. As you can see, all the connections down here are exactly the same as the older version, so there should be no confusion on where to put the wires back to. To put these back, all you're gonna do is loosen the screws a little bit, enough to get your piece of wire shoved back in there, and then you'll tighten the screws down until it clamps onto the wire. Like so, and I'll do the rest of them now. All right, so I got all the wires replaced again, and afterwards you just want to go through and kind of not tug on them hard, but just pull them a little bit, make sure they're not going anywhere. That way you know that they're tightened in there, and when we get this front panel on, we won't knock any loose on accident. And then the last thing to do is there will be a little plastic piece right here that's protecting your backup battery here. So the backup battery just keeps the system on if you have power outages. That way you don't lose all your programming. So you just need to pull that out as well. That way your backup battery will be active. So we'll just go ahead and put our cover back on and plug it in, and we'll be ready to go. So new cover slides on and off the same way as the old one on there. And now you can plug in your transformer. And as you can see, now we've got power going to our system again. All right, so now all there's left to do is reprogram your controller like you had it before. So there is a quick start guide that comes with your new controller that shows you how to program everything, or if you work better off of videos, I've got a video where I show everything and how I do it. So I'll link that in the description as well. If this helped you out, let me know in the comments, or if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next project.